The living room glows with soft golden lights. Old ornaments hang like memories frozen in time. Lan places her handmade scrapbook on the table. Her brother Hai talks loudly about his new clinic. Numbers, profits, expansions spill from his mouth. Ngok, his wife, waves business cards like confetti. Senior associate now, she adds with a smile. Their voices fill the room, polished and proud. Lan sits quietly, waiting for someone to notice. No one does. Her mother brushes past, eyes sharp as glass. She nudges the scrapbook aside with one finger. "Don't clutter the table, dear," she murmurs coldly. Lan smiles thinly, the practiced kind of survival. Her chest tightens beneath the shimmer of Christmas. Every sound feels like a memory, pressing on her ribs. She remembers being 10, standing by the report cards. "Why can't you be like your brother?" her mother said. The words still echo. Years later, same tone, same sting. She remembers graduation, honors in marketing. But the applause drowned in another announcement. "Hai got into medical school," her mother whispered. Lan smiled for the cameras anyway, pretending pride. Her father's voice had always been softer but firm. "It's not a real career, but it'll do for now," he said. Every achievement felt temporary, borrowed, fragile. Love was measured in degrees and paychecks. Approval came with conditions she could never meet. She learned to fill silence with giving. First, small things, a bill, a gift, a repair. Then larger things, tuition, surgery, rent. Always just this once, always will pay you back. But repayment never came, only new requests. Each transfer labeled, family emergency. Each call followed by guilt, disguised as gratitude. She told herself it was love, duty, being good. But deep down, she knew it was survival. A way to keep peace at the dinner table. A way to feel like she belonged somewhere. Her hands tighten around the wine glass. The conversation swirls like white noise around her. Hai laughs, Ngok boasts. Her mother corrects details. Her father carves the turkey with perfect precision. Lan watches the slices fall, neat and clean. Like years of sacrifice, divided evenly on fine china. Her throat burns with words she never says. How many gifts does it take to earn love? How much money equals being enough? Her grandmother catches her eye from across the room. A silent nod, a knowing look, a flicker of warmth. The only one who ever truly saw her. Lan forces a smile and takes another sip. The wine tastes like memory and exhaustion. Outside, snow keeps falling, soft but relentless. Inside, her heart beats faster than the music. Something is shifting beneath the calm surface. A quiet anger growing roots in her chest. She doesn't know it yet, but this Christmas will break the pattern. And for once, she won't be the one paying the price. Dinner begins with clinking forks and practiced smiles. The smell of roasted turkey fills the air, heavy and warm. Lan sits between her father and grandmother, silent, still. Her mother's laughter cuts sharp across the table. Hai tells another story about his expanding clinic. Ngok nods proudly, correcting his numbers mid-sentence. Lan's hands rest on her lap, nails pressing into her palm. Her glass is almost empty when she finally speaks. "I have something to share," she says softly. The room quiets, spoons frozen mid-air. "Nam and I are engaged." The words float above the table like fragile glass. A pause, then the faint clatter of silver against porcelain. Her grandmother claps gently, eyes bright with pride. No one else moves. Her mother's smile thins like ice about to crack. "Well," she says, voice measured and cold, "I suppose someone had to take you." The air tightens, colder than the snow outside. Lan feels her pulse in her throat, but doesn't look away. Her father's knife hesitates mid-slice. Hai studies his plate. Ngok checks her phone, pretending distraction. Lan exhales slowly, the decision already made. She picks up her phone, opens her banking app. Her thumb scrolls through months of transactions. "Let's play a game," she says evenly. Guess who these payments were for? December 3rd, $1,100. That's for your Lexus, right, Mom? Her mother's eyes flash, lips tightening. November 15th, 2,750. Dad's surgery deductible. Her father lowers his gaze, silent. October 2nd, 3,200. Ngak, your bar exam prep course. Ngak freezes, color draining from her face. August 24th, 4,500. She turns to Hai. Your student loans, remember. Her grandmother nods quietly, hands clasped in approval. Lan scrolls to the bottom. $42,000, 3 years, no repayments. The silence feels alive, pulsing, suffocating. Her mother finally snaps, voice trembling with rage. Families help each other, that's what love is. Lan looks up, steady and clear. No, families support each other. This was one-sided. Ngak's voice rises, defensive, shaky. Nobody forced you to give money. Lan laughs once, short and bitter. No one held a gun to my head, just guilt, just shame. Her father whispers her name, half plea, half warning. But Lan keeps going, voice steady as fire. Every time I saved for my future, one of you had an emergency. Her mother slams her hand on the table, wine splashing. How dare you humiliate this family? Lan sets down her phone. I'm not humiliating anyone. I'm telling the truth. Her words land like a blade, slicing through years of silence. Her grandmother smiles softly, whispering, finally. Lan stands, straightens her dress, picks up her purse. The bank of Lan is officially closed. No one speaks. No one stops her. She walks toward the door, her footsteps calm and final. Outside, the snow falls harder, erasing old tracks behind her. For the first time, she feels the weight of freedom. The email arrives 2 days later, subject line blazing. Concerning Lan's betrayal, it reads in bold letters. Her mother's words are sharp, cold, and calculated. She abandoned her family on Christmas Day. She chose selfishness over love and duty. The message is copied to relatives, friends, even coworkers. Lan reads it once, her chest tightening, then deletes it. Her phone lights up with missed calls and angry texts. Ngak leaves a voicemail, dripping with false concern. You broke your mother's heart, Lan. How could you? Her father doesn't call, and the silence hurts more. For a moment, guilt claws at her ribs, whispering old lies. Then Nam's voice cuts through it, calm and steady. You did the right thing, he says, pouring her tea. They can't take what you no longer give. She nods slowly, letting the words sink in. The next morning, she buries herself in work. Deadlines, campaigns, meetings fill the hours like armor. When her promotion email arrives, she barely reacts. Creative director. Her name in bold, her worth undeniable. But no call from home to say congratulations. Just silence. The kind she's learning to live with. Weeks pass before the next ambush arrives. She's eating lunch at her favorite cafe, sunlight warm. Then she hears the familiar voice behind her. Lan. Her mother stands there, eyes red, makeup flawless. Ngak hovers behind her, phone in hand like a weapon. We need to talk, her mother says too loudly. Lan sighs, gestures to the empty chair. They sit. Her mother begins with practiced tremor in her voice. Your father's knee is worse. We're struggling again. Ngak adds softly, you're really all he has. Lan takes a slow sip of coffee, steadying herself. I love Dad, she says, but love isn't a transaction. Her mother's face tightens. You've changed, Lan. Yes, Lan says. I stopped paying for affection. Gasps ripple from nearby tables, whispers rising. Her mother's tears fall exactly on cue. After everything we've done for you. Lan lays 3 bills on the table. For your coffee, the last I'll ever pay for. She stands, adjusts her coat, and turns to leave. Ngak mutters something about shame, but Lan doesn't stop. At the door, the cafe owner nods respectfully. "Everything okay, Miss Lan?" "Perfect," she says, smiling for real this time. That evening, Nam listens quietly as she recounts it all. He doesn't interrupt, just holds her hand. The house feels peaceful, grounded, safe. Later that week, her father finally calls. "I didn't know how much you paid," he says softly. "She told me it was just small gifts." Lan closes her eyes, the ache easing a little. "It's okay, Dad. It's over now." He pauses, voice breaking. "No, it's not. I'm fixing it." He tells her he's gone back to work full-time. "I should have protected you," he whispers. And for the first time, Lan believes he means it. That night, she opens a new folder on her laptop. She names it Boundaries. Inside, she saves every message, every record, every memory. It's not revenge. It's proof she's finally free. Spring arrives quietly, but the tension lingers. Lan spends her mornings running, breathing new air. Her father visits on Sundays, bringing bread he baked. They talk like old friends, relearning each other's voices. "I found your spreadsheets," he admits one afternoon. "She told me they were birthday gifts, not debts." Lan nods, watching him study the numbers carefully. His hands tremble as he traces each total. "I failed you, Lan. I let her take too much." She squeezes his hand. "We both learned late." He smiles, tired but lighter. Better late than never. When he leaves, she files his message in her journal. Every entry marked by date, emotion, and clarity. She calls it her record of healing. Each note another layer of armor, rebuilt in peace. Work grows brighter too, her team thriving under her lead. Colleagues admire her calm, unaware of the storms survived. Nam helps her study for her MBA, exams at night. They build plans together, small but firm and kind. One evening, the doorbell rings with a familiar chime. Her mother stands there, envelope clutched tight. "I found these in the attic," she says softly. Old photos spill out, frozen smiles and fatting edges. Lan as a child, half hidden behind someone else. "See how happy we were back then," her mother whispers. Lan studies the photos, the patterns, the distance. "Happy for who, Mom?" she asks quietly. Her mother blinks, unprepared for the question. "We're having a family therapy session next week," she says. Everyone agreed, even your grandmother. Lan knows the tactic. She's seen it before. The guilt wrapped in concern, the illusion of unity. She exhales, slow and even. "Thank you for the photos, but this doesn't change anything." Her mother flinches, mask cracking just slightly. "Your father misses you," she says, voice trembling. "He knows where to find me," Lan replies gently. She closes the door, heart steady, no tears this time. Nam appears behind her, wiping flour from his hands. "You okay?" She smiles faintly. "Better than I've ever been." They spread the photos across the coffee table later. Nam points at one. "You're always on the edge." Lan looks closer, seeing herself half cut, half faded. Every memory cropped to fit someone else's story. She laughs softly, without bitterness this time. "I was never really in the frame, was I?" "Now you are," Nam says, brushing her hair back. That night, she starts a new album on her laptop. Title, My Own Story. First photo, their engagement under the vineyard lights. Each new image centered, bright, unapologetic. The next morning, she receives a call from her father. "I'm coming to your engagement party," he says. "Grandma's making lemon bars." Lan smiles, warmth flooding through her chest. "No drama, just family," he promises. And for the first time, she believes it might be true. Outside, the wind shifts, carrying the scent of new beginnings. Lan opens the window wide, letting the past drift away. The day of the engagement party glows with golden light. Lan adjusts the string, lights above the garden fence. Friends laugh, music hums softly through the air. Her father helps set the tables, sleeves rolled up. Her grandmother arrives with lemon bars in quiet pride. Everything feels fragile but finally hers. Then the sound of heels clicking on stone breaks the calm. Q stands at the gate, face tight with anger. Her brother Hai lingers behind her, uneasy and silent. Family should be invited to family events, Q declares. The crowd turns, whispers rising like wind in the grass. Lan straightens, her voice calm but firm. You weren't excluded. You were uninvited for peace. Her sister scoffs, eyes wet with fury. Peace? You destroyed this family for attention. Her father steps forward, quiet but steady. Q, enough, this isn't the time. Q glares at him, hurt flashing beneath pride. You're taking her side now. He hesitates, then nods. I'm taking what's right. The silence that follows feels like an ending. Lan's friends exchange glances, protective but restrained. Nam stands beside her, warm hand at her back. I've got this, she whispers to him, smiling. Her grandmother clears her throat, voice slicing through tension. Families celebrate love, not control. The words land like truth, finally spoken aloud. Q's eyes fill, her mouth opening then closing again. She turns, leaving without another word. Hai lingers, then quietly follows. The music returns, gentle, uncertain, real. Lan exhales, body trembling but heart light. Her father lifts his glass, to new beginnings. The guests cheer, laughter breaking the weight of silence. As night deepens, Hai returns, an envelope in hand. He looks smaller, humbled by the truth. I owe you this, he says, voice barely above a whisper. Inside, a check, the same amount she once paid for him. Plus interest, he adds, and Dad's medical bills are mine now. Lan stares at him, unable to speak for a moment. Why now? She finally asks. Because I saw what it cost you, he replies. The old rivalry in his tone is gone. Only remorse remains. They talk quietly by the dessert table. For the first time, the conversation feels human. When the night ends, her father hugs her tightly. I've never been prouder of you, he whispers. Lan smiles, eyes glistening but dry. She walks him to the gate, moonlight soft on their shoulders. Inside, her grandmother sits beneath the fairy lights. You broke the curse, child, she murmurs. Lan laughs softly, shaking her head. No curse, Grandma, just bad habits finally ending. Later, when the last guest leaves, the garden is still. Lan and Nam sit together under the lights, holding hands. He looks at her, eyes warm with quiet admiration. You did it without losing your kindness, he says. She leans against him, the night air cool and forgiving. For once, she feels completely centered in her own story. And this time, she's in every frame. 3 months later, the house smells of paint and sunlight. Lan hangs a framed letter on the refrigerator with care. MBA acceptance, a new chapter already unfolding. Nam wraps his arms around her waist from behind. Creative director by day, student by night, he teases. She smiles, resting her head against his chest. I'm finally building something for me, she whispers. The doorbell rings, familiar and warm this time. Her father stands outside, holding a box of apple crisp. Made it myself, he says proudly. Grandma supervised. They laugh, the sound easy and real. Over coffee, they talk about bills, not guilt. He tells her about his new job at an engineering firm. Paying my own debts feels good, he says, eyes bright. Lan nods. Freedom always does. The weekends become their new ritual. Her father and grandmother visit for brunch and stories. Sometimes they talk about the past, sometimes not at all. It no longer hurts the way it used to. Boundaries have softened into balance, not walls. The phone rings one afternoon, an unknown number flashing. It's Q, voice trembling through the line. I got a second job, she says, nervous laughter following. I'm trying to fix my mess. Lan listens quietly, heart both heavy and light. "That's a start," she says gently. "I'm proud of you for trying." Later, she receives a message from Hai. A photo of their father smiling beside his new coworkers. The caption reads, "He's finally happy." Lan saves it in her album titled Future Memories. Weeks later, the wedding arrives like calm after a storm. The vineyard glows under a golden afternoon. Her father walks her down the aisle, steady and strong. Her grandmother sits front row, beaming with quiet triumph. Her mother and Q sit a few rows back, composed, subdued. When the vows begin, Lan's voice is clear and unshaken. "I choose love without sacrifice," she says softly. Nam's eyes glisten, "And I choose you just as you are." Applause breaks gently like sunlight through clouds. At the reception, Lan dances with her father first. "I never thought peace could feel this simple," he says. "It's the only kind that lasts," she replies. Later, she finds her mother near the dessert table. "I forgive you," Lan says quietly. Her mother's lips tremble. "I was wrong about you." "It's enough," Lan says, smiling faintly. Q approaches, tears shining. "I'm sorry," she whispers. Lan nods. Some things take time. As the night ends, she looks around the glowing garden. No tension, no performance, only laughter and life. She is in the center of every photo now, unafraid to be seen. Months later, snow falls again outside her window. Their first Christmas in the new house feels peaceful. Her father brings cinnamon bread. Her mother asks politely. No demands, no manipulation, only conversation. When Q calls about a small loan, Lan simply says, "No." And she smiles, because it no longer feels cruel. The scrapbook on the coffee table is thick with new pages. No longer a plea for love, but a record of freedom. The last photo shows them all smiling, no tension in sight. For the first time, her family stands together by choice. And the bank of Lan remains closed, forever and free. Snow drifts softly outside the window, calm and endless. Lan closes the scrapbook, resting on her lap. The cover reads, "Future Memories" in gold ink. Inside are faces she loves, not ones she fears. Her father's laugh, her grandmother's gentle hands. Nam's smile, bright and certain beside her own. No empty spaces waiting for approval. Only moments chosen, not performed. Her phone buzzes once, a message from her mother. "Thank you for dinner. I'm proud of you." Lan reads it twice, then sets the phone down. The words don't sting, they simply exist. She looks around her home, warm and steady. No debt, no silence, no pretending. She finally understands that peace is earned. Boundaries built not from anger, but from love. Outside, the snow thickens, blanketing the world clean. Lan presses her hand to the window glass, smiling. The past feels smaller now, like distant echoes. Her heart beats softly in rhythm with the falling snow. The bank of Lan is closed, and always will be. But her life, her love, her freedom remain open.